Welcome to the Through the Table podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brian.
I didn't know GameStop was selling the AW figures.
I just got that.
Miro injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Was it his pec?
His quadricep.
Quad.
Yeah. They've had him come back to replace Moxley, and when he was in the pay-per-view match there with that Brian Danielson, he re-injured it more than it was. He was hurt, but he fought hurt, and then he actually wound up messing it up even worse. I don't know when he's going to come back. And then you saw the Omega news where he had the double shoulder operation, and then he got COVID in the hospital recovering.
Oh, geez.
That's awful. Yeah. Couldn't catch a break.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, what can you do? You're in there rehabbing. It's not like you can run away from it, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, that sucks.
But they were showing him, I guess he's cleared to start light lifting and stuff like that. So he must have had all the surgeries if they have him out at the gym now. They were hoping he'd be back for Revolution, but he won't be ready in like a month, give or take. No way. He'll be back for Double or Nothing in May, I bet. Why rush him?
Oh yeah, there's no need.
No need.
Well, someone new that I'm still trying to learn is Danhausen.
I'm not a fan.
Where is he? Like,
he's an interesting character, to say the least. He was in Ring of Honor lately.
Where did he come from? I've heard of him, but I haven't really followed him. Like, what's his story?
How can you explain it easily?
Right. I mean, really, it's so he's got his face painted like Pazuzu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like
he talks in that odd voice.
Yeah, he has like a weird voice. I know he doesn't like swearing.
Nope, except for ass boys.
There's just like
he likes to call the gun club the ass boys. That's a big thing he's been doing. Billy Gunn likes it, but the other two don't.
What he got big in Impact or
Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor. Yeah, that's where he was before he joined.
Okay.
Check out some matches. It's hard to explain this whole character. He's just very it's very kind of odd. It's kind of like Orange Cassidy. You just kind of have to watch it,
right,
to understand it. It's hard to explain it because it's kind of like he's out there. Nathan thinks it's a riot because he talks funny and always calls himself very, very evil all the time.
I just
now his new thing is I'm very elite and very evil.
All right.
I don't know.
I could see that working, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's strange. It's hard to explain this thing. You go to his YouTube channel and watch a few things. It's very weird.
I don't know. From what I've seen, I mean, his work's good. He's
all right. He's nothing special. It's just the character people like for some reason.
But the thing is you already have Orange Cassidy. Do you need another? I mean, I know Orange. I shouldn't say another Orange Cassidy, but do you need another Orange Cassidy? Like,
sure.
It's.
Will they feud?
No, because I think they're both faces. So.
For now they are, but they on the indie circuit they did do a ton of matches together.
Did they?
Oh yeah. Because Danhausen would be all freaked out whenever he put his hands in his pockets and he would do all those things. He wouldn't know what to do with them. So he'd try to like do hip tosses and monkey flips with him, and Orange would land on his leg, just kip back up, and he'd be like all freaked out.
Right. So like Danhausen,
but they also would wrestle with Effie a lot, so they'd have three ways all over the indie circuits.
Right.
And all three of those characters, it's like
That's what I was just gonna say. Like
Mm-hmm.
Danhausen's in that. Like there's, I guess, that indie class where it was like Danhausen, Orange Cassidy,
Mhm.
like you said, Effie.
Yeah.
What's the what is it? The Alley Cat.
Alley Cash. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, now she's Alley Cat. But there was just a group. Dan the Dad. There was like this whole
Right. Yep.
like a niche group of indie wrestlers that were all like really character driven.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Danhausen kind of stood out after Orange Cassidy obviously is probably
Yep.
the best example, but
Mhm.
I guess Danhausen's right underneath. But I just don't know if you need that much comedy on a wrestling show.
Depends on what they do with them. I mean, apparently they must like him if they signed him.
No, I figured he was going there.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a shoo-in.
After he did that A&W thing, like signing with A&W, but the actual,
Right.
That's funny.
the restaurant. I thought that was AEW. Whoops.
And I mean,
funny.
he did, what was it, Conan O'Brien's podcast, or So it's like, he does have that. Yeah, he does have that reach. That's a little. I think
he's been on Howard Stern a few times too.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
So like, I know he was a different wrestler or something, and like that it was just, I guess, like just a normal guy, and then one day he did the Danhausen character or something, and it just took off.
He did it for some sort of reason. I can't recall why. It was an angle or something they did, or he dressed up as that for something, and the crowd just loved it, so he kept doing it, and then kept tweaking it to what it is now.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, just keep watching. I'm sure AEW will introduce him to you the right way, kind of like they did with Orange, where you're like, what's the deal with this guy? You'll get it eventually.
Right.
he'll be around because he had a broken leg. I think it was in December. Yeah. So he's not going to be ready for a couple of months, but he'll be bouncing around doing stuff like they do now.
There's no way they would.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He'll just show up and random stuff like that.
He'll be in the background somewhere walking by or something, and you go, "What the hell's going on?"
I saw today a friend sent the Ass Boys song.
Okay.
Had that in the music, like the music video.
On his, he does like a weekly vlog for his YouTube, and it seems like he's everywhere that they go, he's been lately. So he'll just follow him around and sing Ass Boys at him, and Colton and Austin will get all pissed off, and Billy's like, I love that. Stop it, Dad. They get all pissed at him. And then he gave him one of those shirts, and Billy put it on, and they had no clue for a while. Billy thinks he's a riot, but the kids hate him.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So
if you don't take him seriously, you'll be fine.
Right.
Because you can't.
So I'm gonna transition to a different part of AEW.
Sure.
Are we really getting in MJF Punk next week?
It looks like
That's a good question.
I feel like the pay-per-view is what?
A month away. It's March 6th.
Right. They could draw it out.
It's in Chicago, so would they would have to do like an injury angle or something? Does Punk have to do anything in the near future? Like, does they have to film a movie or something like that? Or
not that I'm aware of.
I mean, even when AEW messes up with a match, or a match doesn't go, they usually keep their promises, it feels like.
Yeah. They try not to swerve too much.
But I never thought of them not doing it, but now that you've presented it.
I didn't think of it that way either.
I just feel like, why would they do that match on free TV? I mean, unless
the only thing I can think is because Chicago's not drawing that well this time. There's like 2,000 seats still available.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, they've been running it so often. Eventually, they weren't going to sell out.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe that's why they decided to pull it now. I mean, Jericho and MJF did their whole little thing, and then they had an additional match at the pay-per-view that meant nothing, and they let Jericho go over, which was stupid. But
Right.
they could do something like that. They could just keep the feud going and not end it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like that if they're going to do, if they're gonna try to ride it all the way to the pay-per-view, I feel like MJF needs to win. Will win it. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be some stupid like screw job or whatever, but I feel like that's, if it's got to be the only way. I mean, if nobody's going to benefit if Punk just beats him clean. I mean, I hope Punk eventually wins the feud, just because you know how I
You
feel
would
about
think
MJF.
usually faces wind up winning the feuds. They might not win all the matches though.
Right.
Yeah, MJF has to win.
I'm just wondering if anybody that was released is available this week.
Oh, because that's
They're coming up soon. All the people that were released. They're
the last
they're
November
90.
ones, right? Because I know
I'm just curious if they'd have somebody come in and kind of distract Punk or something, and quick roll up or something stupid like that.
Yeah, or maybe something based on MJF's promo was filled with broken promises, so maybe
That's
he
true.
will be the broken promise and
Could
do
be
what he said that Punk does, because Punk was just like, I always tell the truth or whatever. You're the one who's the asshole liar. So like,
And I guess if they change the match in Chicago, the crowd's not going to go like nut show back up to the next time they come to the city,
right.
So CM Punk could be ready in the ring, and then MJF's like, I didn't say today. I don't know. You could do something with it.
November 4th, right? So that would be
And it's what,
February 4th. When is the shows next
February
week?
2nd.
Second. So no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, because wait, is there
I think it's
it's 90 days. It's not that, so
right. I was just seeing if there was,
unless it was an NXT person, like
that's what I was looking at. But
when was Samoa Joe's release? That was just like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I thought
he won't be at 30 days then.
Would that work? Was it before January?
I thought it was before the new year.
January 2nd.
Wasn't it before the new year when he got released?
it'd be very close.
Let's look.
Yeah, from released to the announcement of release could be different.
January 6th is when they said it.
But
I don't know. Was he under contract? I don't know. Was he if he was under for the main roster, it'd still be 90 days. I don't know if he was, moved to an NXT deal or not.
right.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you extend it to the end of February he's got to. Yeah, he has to be screwed out of something some way.
Right.
Yeah, because you said they brought in a bunch of the broken promises, so I bet they're laying into that somewhere, but we're just not seeing it yet.
Part of me thought, right, and
they even got into the Colt Cabana stuff,
that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to be, since we're in Chicago, it's going to be CM Punk first. And then I literally thought he was just going to yell out Colt Cabana, and I would have been like, oh man, okay.
That would be awesome if
it would have been unreal.
They should do it.
If they do that next week, that would erase everything. That's the way they'd be able to do it.
I guess you could have,
because
Cabana,
no one would think
Cabana could go in there saying
screwed.
he wants the match and tell MJF he wants to take him on instead. They could do something like that.
But would they? I mean, anything can happen in wrestling, and
yeah.
But is this too much? Between CM Punk and him in the same ring, that I wonder if they even like cross paths in the
I-
back, you know?
I guess a couple weeks after Punk came back, they did have a little chat and kind of a meeting with a couple of the guys in the back, just kind of to air things out, saying, we're professionals. We can, personal life's different. This is professional. Anything we're here is all to do with the promotion. And I guess both guys agreed that, they wouldn't bring anything personal into it. I'm assuming if MJF mentioned it, then he kind of cleared it with Colt before he said something. And Punk, I would assume too, to be able to talk about
What
it.
was said? Because I was watching it. I don't think I caught it. Or did he specifically say?
He didn't say his name outright. He just kind of hinted at it.
Right, or something like
I can't remember word for word how
the
it was said.
punchline was like it was he rhymed something together, and it was and the punchline was in you're quick to sue.
Right.
I'm assuming that was the whatever the
Yeah, that was the hint at it, right? Because everyone's like, oh, they even mentioned Colt Cabana after. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was shocked they decided that they were going to go with the match, but I never thought that they'd, try to pull something and not do it. I don't know. I just figured it would happen.
They have to do the boom boom versus the boom. Adam Cole against Colt Cabana at some point too.
They could.
Oh, they definitely could, but Adam Cole would totally beat Colt Cabana in like 4 minutes flat because
You'd have to.
nobody
Whoever-
takes Colt Cabana seriously anymore.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately.
After Daniel Bryan went in there and just wiped the floor with them, you can't anymore.
And then obviously tomorrow, we talked about it last week, but tomorrow is Royal Rumble. A lot more names have been announced.
Especially for the women.
Right.
Or I guess surprises that are going to be at the show, supposedly. I think.
Yeah, will there? Well, here's
might
a
only
question.
be
Will
one
there
open
be a
person.
surprise?
Well, probably. I bet there's at least, I think they said 28. If the 4 names that they've been mentioning are in town are going to be in it, which is, what's her name? Arian Andrews, or was she Cameron? Oksana, Melina, and Molly Holly, obviously, because she's in the back booking it and stuff. I guess she's supposed to be in it.
And they were talking Ronda Rousey.
There's only 2 open spots. It'd be Ronda Rousey, and then, yeah, supposedly Rousey's been working out to be in it.
Does she win it then?
If she's in it, I bet she does. They would just.
Especially if she'll come up, because usually they like to do the whole, she'll be number 30 or whatever.
Let's see, what number?
Well, whatever she does, she'll be on SportsCenter that night.
I'd be okay if she was 27. Oh yeah, no, I mean, if she comes back, I mean, obviously you've got the her and Becky going back at it again. That would make sense.
Yeah, that would make total sense.
I bet she is. And then you'd have one surprise if all those people are in it, as people have been spreading out there. Then there's one person that is still open.
The Battle of the Moms.
Who knows who it would be?
Is Sasha Banks in it?
She hurt her foot and she's out of action.
That's right.
Until like, I think middle to the.
Bailey?
Yeah, that's the wild card right there.
So, yeah, I mean,
Bailey and Asuka, the 2 that have been cleared and they're just not in yet. So
I totally forgot about Asuka being even employed by the WWE. She was hurt.
Yeah, she had a broken bone in her nose. I didn't know what the injury was. Like, she finally said what it was. She got a broken nose. They had to have surgery to fix it.
Oh wow!
I guess it got flattened against her face, so it wasn't one of those that could heal on its own. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be. I mean,
but if they want to get them involved in the Mania, those 2 got to come back really soon. If they're not at Royal Rumble, they got to come back within a week or 2 after.
Right. For the Saudi show, baby.
Yeah. And then the men's field there's still so many open spots. I don't know how many they have now. I know I saw earlier that Shinsuke said this morning he got cleared finally. I guess he had a broken hand.
Yeah.
He showed an x-ray of it and said he got cleared. But I think what did they say? They had 20 guys, I believe.
I wonder if they know who's going to win yet.
They must know by now, I would think.
This is like the first year in a long time where I can't, I mean, granted, there's only, like you said, there's only 20 people announced.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I cannot see. I mean, I guess then it really doesn't. I was gonna say I couldn't even imagine what the main event of WrestleMania is. But I mean, from all I guess intents and purposes, it's gonna be Brock and Roman, right?
Yeah, that's what they were geared. They keep saying that's going to be the main event for night 2.
So I mean,
so someone has to drop the title. So the winner fights whoever that champion is.
right?
If that's how they're going to do the other match.
So you think Lashley?
You would figure it's probably Lashley beating Lesnar than Roman losing.
Right.
That I would think. Because if you're making him 300 and something days as champion for Roman, you wouldn't have him drop it now.
Right. So yeah, so then that's because pretty much that's going to happen then. Roman or the Usos will like screw Brock out of the belt.
Probably.
And then
because that sets that up. So
right. And then Brock will take, some late number in the Rumble, come out like you said, like
either that or since the Saudi shows are always supposed to be big, the winner of that Elimination Chamber gets to fight Roman at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
They could do something like that too. Then Brock isn't even in it.
So then you do.
But I don't know how they're going to play it.
But even that, yeah.
I'm curious to see the lineup, like which match goes where. You'd figure the men's would probably go on last.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just
did
have
that
no idea.
Match before the main event, you'd be like, okay, what's that point?
Mm-hmm.
Because that one, no one knows who's going to win the men's rumble, so that makes so sense to go on last.
Right. I have no clue who would even be.
As we said last week, of the names on there, it's like Kevin Owens or Big E. Really, everyone else is kind of. They added Omos and all tag team guys from Raw. It was Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton, Chad Gable, Riddle, and Otis, and Omos. It's like outside of Omos, but Omos can't go on and win yet. He's not ready for a title shot yet.
No.
So none of those names are going to win. So you're still back to those two, really. It's got to be one of these mystery names, or it's one of them, and it's kind of like, should either of those really win?
Is this the first year too where the Rumble has 2 celebrity entrants?
That's a good question.
Or I could have swore that wasn't what year was it? The one that like Drew Carey was in it. I could have swore there was 2.
Was Shaq in that one?
No, I don't think Shaq's ever been in a Rumble. Has he been in a Rumble?
Shaq's been in a Rumble.
No, he was in that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't think he was in a Rumble.
Oh, because
maybe I'm wrong. I know he was in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania with him and the Big Show went at it that one year. So Drew Carey was in the 2001 Rumble.
2000. That's been that long.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's been so.
Let's look up 2001 Rumble. See who was in that Rumble. I didn't realize it was that long either.
Holy crap!
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he was number 5. He came out right before Kane.
Really, he was number 5. I don't remember any. I thought he was like way later in the
Jeff Hardy and Bo Buchanan were the first 2, and then Matt Hardy, Farouk, Drew Carey, Kane, Ravens, Al Snow, Perry Saturn, Steve Blackman, Grandmaster Sexay, Honky Tonk.
What a Rumble!
The Rock, Goodfather, Taz, Bradshaw, Albert, Hardcore Harley, K Quick, Val Venus, William Regal, Test, Big Show, Crash Holly, Undertaker, Scotty 2 Hotty, Steve Austin, Billy Gunn, Haku, and Rikishi. So there's only one celebrity.
Huh.
Yeah. That's where Kane eliminated like
Everybody.
5 people within 6 people within like 3 minutes.
Oh, that's when he was just hitting everyone with the trash can. They were
Yep.
like, super selling over right over
Honky
the top.
Tonk, Grandmaster Sexay, Blackman, Perry Saturn went out within like 3 minutes of each other. And then Al Snow and Raven a couple minutes after that. That's when he had 11 eliminations that year. I didn't 2001. That makes me feel old now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Wow.
Let's see, Shaq in a Rumble.
Yeah, he definitely did the first Andre, I think it was.
I don't know if he was in a Rumble. Keep getting Shaq in the 3rd annual Andre the Giant Battle
Royal.
Royal.
The 3rd one?
That's what it's saying.
Are they even going to do that this year, you think? With the fact that they don't have anybody to even fill a regular Royal Rumble?
They did it last year, didn't they?
Yeah, but they still had somewhat like a decent amount of people on their roster. That was before they fired 84 people within the span of
That's
6
true,
months.
right? I mean, I guess if it's both brands, you have enough, but some people might have to do double duty unless it's all tag team people. I don't know. I know they said I guess LA Knight was backstage filming vignettes tonight, so he could be one of those mystery names that's in it this year.
What was it? I guess he did something with Ziggler and Rude.
The Dirty Dogs. Yeah, he filmed some stuff.
They did something last week too, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I guess he's up here already. I don't know if he'll be in it per se, but he's going to be joining very soon.
Oh, so that's how they wrote him off on NXT then, huh?
So even though, let's see, so this site, Bleacher Report, has Brock Lesnar's the leading odds at 350.
I saw
even
that.
though he's not in it. But their projected winner is Drew McIntyre.
Really?
That's doesn't make sense. He's not even in it.
No, he's not. Oh yeah, he's hurt. The Madcap Moss took him out.
They said he's not in town because he has an injury that he needs to rest, so he's not even going to be there. And supposedly right now the leading contender for the Women's Rumble is Bianca Belair, of who's been listed. Asuka's at plus 1,800. And Ronda Rousey's plus 1,400. If they're in it, there's no way they're that low.
You think they do back-to-back Bianca?
But Beck Bailey's at plus 550, so she's right behind Bianca. Well, it's because they're not announced, so they kind of... Paige is even on the list, and I know Paige isn't cleared, so she can't be it. I don't know.
I just want to know how you bet on fake sports.
And they got supposedly Brock winning
Hey,
and Roman winning. So
how dare you?
That makes no sense if those two both are going over.
Wait, hold on. Rick just said we're talking about a fake sport.
Uh-oh.
I did.
A sport that your blood and tears were put in.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say fake sport. I should say predetermined sport.
Choreographed. Sports entertainment.
If Kansas City and the Rams get into the Super Bowl, I'm saying the NFL is predetermined too.
Oh, what's the chances they don't get to the Super Bowl is at this point?
I hope they don't, but life doesn't work that way.
You're not a fan of either?
I'll take any team but Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see out of the four, something new, and then
definitely.
and then Jimmy G, give him some love, because especially being out here in LA, there's just gonna be all of a sudden so many Rams fans.
I'm sure there are now. Every day you go out.
Yeah, and then Matthew Stafford, the greatest quarterback of all time, or something like that.
Because he's won one playoff game.
Right. So I'm not looking forward to that, and it's gonna most likely be the
MVP,
case.
I'm sure will be ringing out of the stadium.
Mhm.
I hear you. More of a Chargers town.
No, it's definitely a Rams town,
Yeah.
but just like like I mean, I don't like the Lakers, but
No, who does? Not around here.
but they're so bad that like
People laugh at them.
the Rams will kind of take the stench away.
Hmm.
But I don't want the Rams to.
And I know nobody even cares that the Kings exist.
Yeah, unless they're winning.
Right, exactly. That's the only time they go. Right.
Right.